Lightsum is the youngest offspring in the Cube family and are by far the most unstable one in their career. It all started when G Idol had their biggest scandal and they had to go on a hiatus for 1.5 years. Cube had to be decisive. They couldn't see the downfall of their only breadwinner. So they decided to create another group to stabilize their bank accounts. When G Idol's future was looking grim, they needed someone to keep the candles on. And that's how Lightsum was created. Cube was always known for their girl groups. So creating a new girl group while G Idol is gone was the best choice they had. Lightsum started as an 8 member girl group with their concept on the bright side, unlike G Idol or 4 Minute. By far, Lightsum had the most known trainees for any Cube group. They had chowon, nayoung, yujeong from Produce 48 and juhyeon from the unit. Chowon alone could have guaranteed group success as she was the sixth finalist in Produce 48. And Lightsum had a good start in terms of sales for the very same reason. But their debut was far from great. Their debut single Vanilla sold 46k units and their sales have been decreasing ever since, with their first mini album only selling 19,000 copies. So what went wrong? Lightsum had 8 members, 2 main vocalists, 1 main dancer, and 2 amazing lead dancers. Sangah, Juhyeon, chowon, Jayan were more girl crush type, while other members had more bubbly and cute style. They could have easily go with mixed style or how Blackpink and Red Velvet have two different sides that complemented all the members. But they decided to go with only cute style. Their introductory videos had elements of elegant style, but their debut single Vanilla was a totally generic cute girl group song. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good enough to make them stand out in the 4th gen girl group war. Lightsum had nothing new to offer. While groups like Stacy, ITZY, IZ*ONE or Idol for that matter had a particular style that was specific to them, but not with Lightsum. They had concepts clashing with dozens of older groups. They had no particular direction. Their intro concept was not mixing with their debut song. They had no lore like Billy or Luna, no characteristic to their name. They had a creative name and logo. They could have added elements from Powerpuff Girls or other cartoons in their videos and merged to make them look interesting. But the only thing Cube was offering was a plain song, which was good enough for few listens, but would get off your list after some time. Nothing memorable, nothing significant to make a statement. All that while there were huge giants like G Idol, ITZY, Stacy in the game, and big groups from Hype and Starship yet to debut. To further worsen the situation, their first comeback was a single heavily inspired by IZ*ONE, which damaged their reputation as if they were trying to capture IZ*ONE's limelight. It was especially damaging for chowon as she was already rigged out from IZ*ONE despite getting 6th position in Produce 48. Not to mention Sangah wasn't suited for vivace concept. Their sales were dropping, and then they went for their first hiatus. A rookie group in their first year went on a hiatus like bigger idol groups. The time when they were supposed to work hard to make their name known in the industry was when Cube decided they would go into hiatus. They could have keep promoting like Billy, which had their second comeback within 6 months, or XG, who is promoting non-stop from the start of this year. They could have come back to back in hope of something that could stick. But instead they went to hiatus with their company only focusing on one successful group at a time, while every other group under them was sent into a dungeon. After almost a year, Cube finally decided to relaunch them. Lightsum had their first mini album, Into the Light, in May 2022 after a break of 7 months. By Cube standard, they were heavily promoted. Their title track, Alive, was by far their only title track that suited them the most and had some kind of direction or style in it. The group always had a decent dance line, and Alive was well suited for all the members, as it was more of a teen crush hyperpop song than generic cute song. But it didn't find much success as the group came back after a long time. Their previous releases weren't very good. They had yet to find their ground, all while competing with giants like IVE, Le Sserafim and New Jeans. Instead of taking this as a lesson and learn from it, Cube decided to halt all their activities and send them back to another long hiatus in hopes of finding something that could make them instantly successful. They kicked two of the lesser-known members to cut the budget. But the members were not the problem. It was Cube's management who was still unsure what to do with them. Lightsum is currently a six-member girl group, with one of the good dance lines in the fortune. Their main dancer, Juhyeon, is extremely underrated. She is by far one of the greatest dancers of fortune, with Sangah and Nayoung coming second in the group, who are pretty good themselves. Lightsum was never known as a dance group. They had great stage presence. People were amazed with Sangha when she appeared in Queendom Puzzle because nobody expected a girl from a Nugu group would be the best dancer in the show and the most interesting one to watch. But she was never given the chance to shine in her own group. Yuan was the star of the unit, but people didn't even know that the girl from the unit had already debuted for 2 years because she was never given choreography specific for her. Chowon was the star of Produce 48. She managed to get from rank 86 to 6 in final ranking of Produce 48, but was never debuted on time to actually gain something from that exposure. Chowon's situation is particularly terrible. She was bullied by candidates for her weight and skin color in Produce 48. After all that bullying, when she finally managed to get popularity purely for her talent and personality, she was kicked out of final lineup of Ice One for looking not cute enough for Ice One. She had to wait another 3 years to debut under Cube. But she debuted in Lightsum, which is still struggling to make ends meet and has been more on hiatus than on promotions. Nayoung was extremely popular on Produce 48 and was ranked in 20s. Yujeong is extremely cute and has brilliant stage presence with both cute and girl crush concept and is extremely suitable for variety shows. Hina has one of the best face cards in J-Line in current K-pop scene and she was fairly popular in Japan. But Lightsum never had proper Korean promotions, let alone promoting them in Japan. The thing with Cube is that they are one of the laziest companies in K-pop. The whole purpose of having a company is that they will take risks for you, and Cube barely does the minimum work. They are more than happy and contented with their bank balance being filled with G Idol's money. After getting some hype from Queendom Puzzle, Lightsum is finally coming back after a year and a half of hiatus, and I fear this will be make or break for them. I hope they make at least some progress so that Cube gains some confidence in them to invest more money and time. And even if it takes some time, Lightsum finally gets the success they deserve.